You heard about Trump trying to make a deal with Russia. Well, old Vlad is saying put Fauci down and we'll make a deal. I'll tell you more about that. And did anyone wonder, at the same time as his entire family, why Biden didn't pardon himself?
So, sir, on pardons, have you ruled out a pardon for yourself or any other additional members of the family?
For myself?
Yes, sir.
Well, what did I pardon myself for?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I have no contemplation of pardoning myself for anything. I didn't do anything wrong.
Have you seen the comparisons of pardons? And I got a list much bigger than that we'll look at. And to top that off, they're trying to stop the pardons. You heard me right. Trying to stop the pardons. I'll show you what Speaker Johnson has to say about that. And did you see what big media is up to lately? They're broadcasting and telling illegal migrants to know their rights, and should ICE become knocking, don't open for ICE. Educating the illegals how to dodge the great deportation. And I'll give you more info on that. And another thing that everyone's talking about, Billy G meeting with Trump. A lot of questions I want to ask you guys, and a couple things I need to tell you. Lots of folks scratching their head on this one. A lot of important information that affects you coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. Welcome back. Thank you for starting this video off with a like. It's the little thing that we can do to make sure we're getting awareness out there. For starters, and we'll get to the pardons, but this is kind of crazy, Vladimir Putin is reportedly pushing for extradition of Dr. Anthony Fauci to Russia to face charges of crimes against humanity related to the COVID pandemic as part of a proposal deal to negotiate an end to the war with Ukraine. If you've been paying attention, Trump said, got to get a deal done or face tariffs. First thing apparently Putin's saying, put this guy down and we'll talk. What are people saying? Pardons don't work in Russia. Sounds good to me. That little weasel didn't harm only Americans, harmed people all over the world. Lots of people saying, would love to see this happen. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that one. And as of pardons, crazy thing is the word on the street is that he pardoned just about everyone in his family. And we're seeing posts and statistics like this. It says no one is above the law. Apparently George W. Bush had 200 pardons from 2001 to 2009. Barack Obama between 2009 and 17 had 1,927. And Donald Trump between 17 and 21 had only 237. And then we've got Joe Biden coming in with a huge victory between 21 and 25 with 8,064. Now that to me seems extravagant. If you guys pay attention to my community tab here on YouTube, you would have seen me post this the other day, which breaks it down in a huge scale all the way from 1945 to current 2025 with Biden. Now just look at that graph. Gives you kind of an idea what's going on. And ironically, everyone's asking, including Trump, Biden, why didn't you pardon yourself?
So, sir, on pardons, have you ruled out a pardon for yourself or any other additional members of the family?
For myself?
Yes, sir.
Well, what did I pardon myself for?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I have no contemplation of pardoning myself for anything. I didn't do anything wrong.
Not sure if that last part was very catchy to you like it was to me. Why would I pardon myself? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm pretty sure that last part is going to come back to bite him in the butt, don't you think? Just to add to the whole list of them. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. As for me, I think that's the majority part of pardons is, you're kind of brushing something under the rug so you don't get in trouble. For the most part, I can see some false claims. I can see some scenarios where malice may have been in play, but for the most part, I would think it's probably majority seen as protecting someone from something criminal, right? Which brings me to yet another buzz. We got House Speaker Johnson calls Biden's last-minute pardons shocking and disgusting, with the buzz being they're trying to put together a committee to stop some of these pardons. As for now, despite the shocking thumbnails you've seen where it says Trump stops the pardons, no, but they are putting together a crew to work on it. Not to say that would happen. Here's what Johnson had to say. Watch this.
Shocking. I mean, it was shocking what President Biden did on the way out. Pardoning his family for more than a decade of whatever activity, any nonviolent offenses. It was breathtaking to us. I don't think that's anything like that's ever been anticipated. And by the way, go look at the tape, 4 years ago, when it was just implied that President Trump might do something similar. They were apoplectic. Joe Biden himself, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer, Roll the tape. They all said that would be crazy and unconscionable, and now they're cheering it along. To us, it is disgusting. To us, it probably proves the point, the suspicion that, they call it the Biden crime family. If they weren't the crime family, why do they need pardon? Look, there's a lot of attention that's going to be paid to this, and I think that is appropriate, and we will be looking at it as well.
So as far as I know, let me know if you guys know more down in the comments, but they're just trying to put together a group to probably put a little bit of heat on this. And don't forget, lastly, we're going to talk about what the heck Billy G is doing with Trump. We're talking vaccine stuff. Another crazy thing that is all the buzz on YouTube and social media, but not necessarily the news you might be watching. This X post right here from the Ape says, Chicago literally broadcasting telling illegal migrants to know their rights, and should ICE come knocking, don't open for ICE. They're saying this is breaking news. President Trump now authorizing ICE to target schools and churches in deportation raids. They're also saying Chicago's immigrant community on edge tonight as Michelle Garada reports activists and elected officials are canvassing neighborhoods, letting people know their rights should ICE come knocking. Don't open for ICE. They're also saying Donald Trump is revoking a directive excluding arrests in so-called sensitive areas. Also, people need to stick together no matter their immigration status. So people are asking, how is this allowed, especially when they're illegal? Watch.
Breaking news at this hour as well. President Trump now authorizing ICE to target schools and churches in its deportation raids. He is revoking a directive excluding arrests in so-called sensitive areas. Chicago's immigrant community on edge tonight as Michelle Gallardo reports activists and elected officials are canvassing neighborhoods, letting people know their rights should ICE come knocking.
Now, hard pause. I have been told from others that it clearly states Trump is going after people with criminal backgrounds that are illegal first. Let me know if that's what you guys know, because I'm hearing big media is spinning this way.
Up and down Cermak Avenue today, business after business prominently displayed the same flyer. Don't open for ICE. Little Village business owners telling us it's the least they can do.
La gente debe estar unida.
People need to stick together, no matter their immigration status, says Jose Luis Vasquez, who's owned this computer and phone repair shop for 9 years now. A few blocks away at the Little Village Arch, a handful of activists braved the sub-zero wind chills to rally against the Trump administration's stated plans to conduct mass deportation raids in Chicago.
We've been out here since 5 in the morning, educating our community, educating our people that they have rights.
Among those canvassing the neighborhood was 22nd Ward Alderperson Michael Rodriguez, who spent the morning passing out informational flyers, instructing people what to say should ICE come knocking.
Quick reminder, in case you're new, I am all about immigration, legal migration, that is. I think illegal immigration leads to a lot of problems, and in our case, tens of millions of problems.
Esto le puede entregar a la inmigración.
There was, to be sure, little in terms of foot traffic in Little Village today. And while much of that may very well be related to the cold, there is most certainly fear. The executive director of the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights telling us their hotline has been inundated with calls.
From January 1st to January 19th, we saw 800 calls. But on January 20th alone, we saw over 400 calls.
Border Czar Tom Homan saying in an interview on Fox Business today,
the president's been clear, I've been clear, that right out of the gate, we're looking for public safety threats. ICE agents are out there doing that now.
Meanwhile, Governor Pritzker saying the number of people initially targeted, those with criminal records, might be much higher than initially believed.
We have heard that they are targeting as many as 2,000 people initially. In the city of Chicago alone.
Now, while at least one of those scheduled for today was moved online due to the cold weather, Know Your Rights campaigns appear to be here to stay for the time being, with Pilsen's Perez Elementary School hosting weekly sessions every Tuesday, starting next week.
Did they say the school is hosting weekly sessions on knowing your rights? Well, I guess ICE should know where to be, right? Again, they told us that they're gonna go to schools, they're gonna go here and there, and then at the end, they pretty much confirmed, no, they're going after the ones with criminal backgrounds, which there's a lot more than they originally thought. Big surprise there. What are people saying? John says, strip away their broadcasting license and fine them. F-A-F-O. Sorry, I'm not up on the letters and knowing what all that means. Jamie Go writes, AOC posted documents directly to illegals about avoiding ICE. The law is very specific. You can't harbor, encourage, or induce illegals to commit such acts. This too is a felony. And then she lists under CRM 1500-1999-1907, Title 8 UC, and the rest of the letters and numbers include illegal aliens. It says offenses you cannot harbor or encourage include illegal aliens from your ex-confession. You're guilty and should be released of your congressional duties. And that came from Speaker Johnson. Live Free Opinion writes, the audacity of these illegal invaders. Here is what the Immigrant Defense Project in Chicago is handing out to illegals, giving them a heads up on what to do when and if they are approached by ICE. Look at this. Okay, now on to the Trump and Billy G thing, because a lot of people, even Trump supporters, are scratching their head thinking, what are you doing with this guy? Now, recently, Billy G traveled to Mar-a-Lago. This was just before the inauguration. Billy G says he was in a 3-hour dinner meeting allegedly talking about the mRNA vax, with questions like, is Trump backing this vax thing with old Billy G? Now, by the sounds of it, they were talking about global health. Now, one thing everyone's questioning is, why is Billy G talking about global health? He's not even a doctor. Rather, people like to say that he steals software and puts his own name on it. Someone that makes billions of dollars around the world off of these vaxaroos. Here's another interesting fact we just learned. After this meeting, 2 people to head up the Vax Safety Board were kicked out. Question is, who kicked them out? RFK Jr. picked these 2 people for a reason. Trump meets Billy G, all of a sudden they're kicked out. And that was Stephanie Spear and Aaron Siri, which were known for their unwavering awareness regarding vaxaroos. And that is with vaxaroo side effects, you know, all the true stuff. So if you guys are like me, a lot of scratching the head, a lot of questions. Why is Trumpsky meeting up with old Billy G? Why are a couple of these people looking out for the awareness and have a mindset like ours immediately kicked off the thing? Does anyone here have any answers or any insight on this? Because when it comes to Trump and making America great again, sidelining with Billy G, a lot of people jumping aboard because they were on the side of RFK Jr. And now it almost seems like what's coming with RFK Jr. is getting sidelined this early in the game. It's just popping up a lot of questions. For me, hopefully, Trumpsky's got a major chess game at play with our best interest in mind. Like I said, a lot of people scratching their head, a lot of questions. So if you guys happen to know something that I don't know, please put it in the comments down below. This is something that's got my attention, along with a lot more things that I want to talk to you guys about, but I don't want to make this long. Be sure to watch this video if you missed it. Be sure the notification bell is still on if you guys like staying up to date. Got a lot more coming down the pipe. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.